today gonna try to implement our pterodactyl coming on screen only when that pterodactyl timer hits 0, right? So there's a couple things, because if 3 vultures are on screen at the same time at the very beginning on wave 1, we need it to be 60 seconds. And then let's say, for example, wave 1 starts, we have 60 seconds on the clock, 20 seconds for each vulture that's alive. If the time gets down to 1 second and then we kill a vulture, the time should jump up to 40 because there are 2 vultures left after killing a vulture. So it's not as simple as just decrementing it and spawning the vulture, because as soon as we, like, the mechanic is that the vulture comes out if you don't kill a vulture in a certain amount of time. So every time you kill a vulture, it kind of resets to 20 seconds times the amount of vultures that are on screen. And yesterday we did that code right here that gives us the vulture count. So instead of setting the timer once upon the wave, what we're actually going to do is increment our timer by 20 every time we give ourselves a vulture. And in wave 3, there's 3 times we give ourselves a vulture, or in wave 1, there's 20 times we give a vulture. But the thing is, we only deduct our pteroTimer if it's smaller than 0. So if we set it to 0, where's our pteroTimer? Let me see if that spawns a vulture at the very beginning. It does, which isn't right. So it's almost like the problem here is we're spawning our pterodactyl right at the beginning no matter what, so we actually need to do something different. If we start at pteroTimer 2 or pteroTimer 0, Jesus. If we start it at 0 and then we only deduct it if it's less than 0, but we need to spawn it we only deduct it if it's greater than 0. If the pteroTimer is less than 0, that means we've passed the threshold of the timer. That means we need to give ourselves an instantiation of a pterodactyl, and we give it, this is what we did yesterday, where we give it a random x and a random y and the appropriate dx. I'm going to delete this because we don't, oh my god, we don't need this quote anymore, this comment. So see, this is a problem though, because we need to, I think we need to set our pteroTimer equal to 0 if we need to set this equal to 0 so that we don't keep, well, for 2 reasons. So that we don't spawn another pterodactyl because it's less than 0, and so that we don't decrement it. because there is a timer. So we'll set the timer to 0, which should not instantiate 2 pterodactyls, and it should stop us from decrementing the time, because we only decrement the time if it's greater than 0. There is another issue of if a pterodactyl spawned and then it kills us, we need to deinstantiate it and then reset the pteroTimer to the new amount of however many vultures are on screen. So we need to do that too. For right now, instead of 20, I'm just going to give us 2 seconds per vulture, so we can test that the vulture or that pterodactyl. God damn it. 264. We forgot the self. No? Where's our instantiation? Okay. This is why we did it. Damn it. Okay. God dang. So what's happening here is it's getting to 264 where we're checking monster collision, but there's no monster instantiation, so it doesn't know how to do that. So we either need to spawn our monster in the dead zone. Yeah. We need to spawn our monster in the dead zone, I guess. So I'm going to give ourselves, we need to put it in the graveyard, so to speak. So we'll say x is -30, y is -30, dx is 0. That way we can not crash. And then that self monster should be updated after the 6 seconds has decremented from our pteroTimer, which... Okay. I don't know why it's only adding 1 second when we clearly have 2. Let me just see. We put 20 seconds in there. Okay. So that's working. Oh, it's because there's 1 second in between. That makes sense. So it's decrementing and incrementing, meaning it just looks like it's incrementing by 1 every second, which makes sense. So for now, I'm just going to actually put 3. The real value is 20, but 3 so we can test and make sure that after the when that timer hits 0, when that pteroTimer hits 0, a pterodactyl should spawn randomly. Nice. And then it stays at 0, so we don't spawn more than 1, and it doesn't decrement either. So that's looking okay. So we need to do a couple more things. We need to deinstantiate the vulture upon a vulture to player character collision. We need to, actually we just need to deinstantiate the vulture. And by deinstantiate, it's probably more accurate to say move to the graveyard. Upon a player death. So if we look at our .death, if we die, then we overwrite our monster field with a pterodactyl instantiation in our graveyard. So when the pterodactyl kills us, it actually dies and goes to the graveyard. And then we actually need to... we also need to reset our pteroTimer. pteroTimer gets the vulture count. Self.vulture count times 20 seconds. So however many vultures are on screen, multiplied by 20 seconds. Right now we'll put 3 seconds so we can test it. But that should kill the pterodactyl when we die, if the pterodactyl is on screen. And it should reset the pteroTimer to be however many vultures are on screen times the amount, which is going to be 20, but 3 for testing purposes. So first, let's wait till the pterodactyl's on screen, and then let's get killed by not the pterodactyl, and then make sure that the pterodactyl disappears. Yep, it disappears. Now let's see. The pteroTimer did get reset, which is good. Now let's see if when the pterodactyl kills us, if the pterodactyl dies, which it does. Cool. And then resets the pterodactyl. Okay. What else do we need? We need to make sure that when so like right now, we have 1 vulture on screen, so if we die, pteroTimer is only 2 seconds. Yep. Okay. That's looking right. But we need to... right now we're only resetting this timer upon us being dead. Is that the only time we reset the timer? I guess it comes down to if we win the round, if we kill all the vultures and the pterodactyl's on screen, we also need to kill the pterodactyl. So I guess we can say if our self-vulture count is equal to 0, meaning there's no vultures on screen, then we need to remove our vulture to the graveyard. So let's try to kill all the vultures and see if that kills our pterodactyl. We also need to... Oh, okay. I know one more thing we need to do. So we died, so the pterodactyl... Oh no. We need to kill this guy and make sure it kills the pterodactyl. They're just close right now. Oh no. Okay. Yep. So pterodactyl can't be on screen if there's no vultures. So that's good. We need to update the pteroTimer every time we kill a vulture. So we need to, when we check, I'm gonna write sends ptero to graveyard upon player death, and then whenever we need the player to ostrich collision. So player to vulture collision. Player to vulture collision. Crap. Player to vulture collision. Where do we have that? Might be. Maybe if we control find our function collide. No. Vulture collide with others. Player collides with vulture egg. We need player collide with vulture. Where are we doing that? It would be where we're giving ourselves points. Shit. Oh, great. Why am I not finding this? Where do we update our score? It's not just vulture. Gosh. We also update our score if we kill a... Oh gosh, where is it? Do we do it here? We update our score if we collide. Yep, right here. So I guess... There's just... It's tricky to keep it organized in the right way because we have some logic in the play state, whereas this logic we're deferring into our update function in our ostrich class. So we need if we collide, so anytime we, I don't like that. Because we need to populate our pteroTimer with 20 seconds times the amount of vulture count anytime we kill a vulture. So anytime vulture.exploded gets true, we need to reset our pteroTimer to 20 times vulture count. So let's do control find vulture.exploded, and anytime vulture exploded is true, we're going to do what I just said, which is set our self. It's not ourselves. This is where we're going to get screwed. Because we can't. Oh no. Our pteroTimer is local to our playstate function. So we can't really say playstate dot pteroTimer gets something. Let me just see. If we say playstate gets, we'll check an enemy left, an enemy, oh my god. This is weird. I've tried this before where we try to access a field from our playstate in a class function and it has not worked in the past. So let me just try. Play state pteroTimer gets 100 if a collision happens. And we'll say that for every vulture exploded. So I think that'll crash. I don't think it'll like that. So once I kill a vulture, it should yell at me. No? It did not set the pteroTimer though. It should have set it to 100. So where is that messing up? This isn't modifying pteroTimer other than decrementing it if it's greater than 0. This one isn't modifying it at all. Unless it's smaller than 0. And these only modify it at the beginning, so how come pteroTimer does not get modified on a vulture explosion? I thought it would crash, but it just does nothing instead. Not sure where it's overriding that, or let's try something different. Let's see if we can change our vulture count in this. So our vulture count is... No, that would be... Let me just try. We give ourselves a test field and we say it's 0. We're going to print it out here. That's test. We're going to print out self.test, and then we're going to modify self.test when we kill a vulture. We say playstate.test gets 100, and we put it for every collision. Let me save it. Now let's see if test gets incremented when we kill a vulture. Not incremented, just set to 100. Look at that gang up there. It does not. So how do we do this? Undo. It's like we need to move our vulture collision out of our class into our playstate. But I don't like that. I don't like that we have to do that. I want there to be a different way. guess we'll just move it. We'll move it out. Actually, yeah, we need this. So if we cut this from our ostrich class and we put it in our playstate class, so we can access that field from our playstate, we'll put it before our egg collisions, and we can not indent it as much. I know there's a way I was doing this. Control L, Option L. What is it? I know I've done this. Oh, God. I've done it before, I'm just not remembering. I'm not seeing an answer. There was a way you can do like a command. That's it. It's the brackets. Command brackets. There we go. So now we have our enemy collisions here. And instead of self, we have to run it against our player one instantiation. So starting at our, oh my God. Oh my God. Starting at our enemy, oh my God. Here. Every self here needs to be player one. I don't know how to control replace all that. Only in that function, so we've got silly work for us. This might need to be before we update now, I don't know. Oh, give me a break. This breaks stuff. I guess I'll just undo a lot. I don't know. Probably should have committed before. Done a commit before I moved this, because if this breaks, I'm going to be screwed. This is awful. We're doing this so that we can modify our playstate variable. Our playstate variable of pteroTimer upon a ostrich collision, which used to be in the ostrich class. So far, so good. We're gonna see if we get pteroTimer 100 on... Shit, man. Oh no. pteroTimer is not getting changed. Maybe that's because this needs to be self. And this needs to be self. This needs to be self. And this needs to be self. And this needs to be self. We're looking for pteroTimer to be 100. Nice. Okay, so that did fix our problem. So instead of it being 100, we need it to be self.vulture count times 20. So however many are... Ooh, I think vulture count minus 1 times 20, because even though our vultures exploded, our vulture count is still going to be the number before that's exploded. So I think that's right. pteroTimer. And then, yeah, let's see. So I'm gonna wait till a pterodactyl spawns. And then when I kill a vulture, there's 2 vultures left. So our pteroTimer, once we kill a vulture, it should kill the pterodactyl and then set our pteroTimer to 40, because there's 2 vultures on screen. And if it's 40, which it's not, take out the -1 and see. So once there's a vulture, or once there's a pterodactyl, we're gonna kill a vulture and hopefully pteroTimer's 40. See, that's the problem I was worried about. So maybe we say vulture count times 20 minus a 20, so that we offset the vulture that hasn't been decremented yet. So we're looking for pteroTimer to become 40 upon killing a vulture once a pterodactyl is spawned. Okay, so if we kill a vulture and it's 40, we might have done it right. Yep, it set to 40 and then it got set to 3 or something, so I don't know what's going on there. It should be set to 20 upon killing another one. It is, and then we're overriding it upon our death. So for right now, it's hard to tell because we've got the pteroTimer getting set incorrectly here. So we'll just say the correct values now, and then make sure that when we die, our pteroTimer is actually getting set to vulture count times 20. So now it should be the legit values, 20 per vulture, and then decrementing. And then if I kill one vulture here, it should go down to 40. Yep, it does. And if I kill another, it should go down to 20. Yes, it does. Now we're gonna wait. Actually, we might have killed too much. Let me just kill one vulture, and then we'll wait till the timer is less than 20. shit. Wait a second. I think I just... That was my bad. I think I just killed a vulture when I shouldn't have killed it. No? Okay. So yeah, our pteroTimer gets reset to vulture count upon death. Let me make sure that's the case when there's less than 1 or less than 3 vultures on screen. So I'm looking for pteroTimer to be set to 40 upon my death. Yes, it is. Okay. So I'm going to wait until pteroTimer is less than 20 and then kill one and see if that increments it back up to 20, because it should. So like, we're less than 20. Then if I kill one, it should get set to 20. Yes. Okay. And then as soon as pteroTimer hits 0, that's when a pterodactyl spawns. And then I think we're mostly done for our pterodactyl logic. Cool. Okay. And then when we die, pterodactyl should die, or when we get killed, pterodactyl should die and pteroTimer gets set to the vultures times 20. Cool. So another instantiation will come out. Okay. I think that's right. Now, is there a smoother way to do this times 20 minus 20 here? Because what's happening is the vulture count isn't getting the appropriate value just yet, because even though we are exploded, our vulture count assignment gets set up here. Times 20 minus 20 is ugly, but when I times it by 0, it didn't do the correct thing. Or when I, what did I have it? Vulture count minus 1 times 20. I think times 20 minus 20 is fine, it's just ugly. I'm gonna turn off our debugging, and then I think I'm gonna call pterodactyl logic done, because it seems to be working. Let's double check. We set a timer for pterodactyl spawn 20 seconds per vulture. We just did that. We adjust pteroTimer upon vulture collision. We did that. We de-instantiate pterodactyl upon our death. Let's check if there's a sprite for pterodactyl death. That means we have to kill a pterodactyl though. I wonder if we can find a video of it so we don't have to recreate it, because I've only killed a pterodactyl once in the original. And I'm not trying to spend 20 minutes on stream trying to do that. I don't want to see a trick, I just want to see it die. Whoa. What the heck? That was weird. It doesn't look like there is a sprite thing. an explosion sprite. This is a different joust. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and say there isn't a sprite upon pterodactyl death. Okay. So we've got I think we've got pterodactyl logic in a good spot. I think we kind of did the last of it today. So we had to move our vulture to player collision outside of our ostrich class into our play state, which I'm not entirely happy about. I just don't know how to do it any other way. Because we don't really want our pteroTimer to be part of our ostrich class. It just doesn't make sense. Because it would get overwritten with new instantiations. So yeah, I don't think that's the right move. Yeah, unless we would, require a new parameter to get passed in upon death of its last pteroTimer, but that just seems ridiculous. So I guess our play state solves it. So enemy collisions, player to enemy collisions, and then we need player to egg collisions. I do it like this so we can make it smaller and then access it easier. Just helps us read it easier. Okay, I'm nervous to do the next steps, the next episodes. I've been putting off. I did the pterodactyl before I did the egg hatching because egg hatching is just going to be complicated, but we'll figure it out. Even if it's my whole goal with this channel is just to consistently program. So even if it's 5 minutes of scratching my head on stream, that's a success. So, oh, Oh, shoot. I think we need to double check that we've got 3 on these first comments, because without the 3, it was actually commented out. So we need to make sure those other things we just changed have 3 yes and yes. Anything that is collapsed like this needs to have the 3 if we want it on. Okay. Okay. Let's just play around a bit and make sure nothing is seriously broke. So every time we die, pteroTimers reset. We don't have hatching yet. We need to reduce that DX, because that slid maybe a bit too far, that egg. So DX egg gets inherited, and we need to slow it down a bit, because it was just a bit extreme. And then I'm going to leave 1 vulture alive, and then after 20 seconds, our pterodactyl should fly on screen. From a random spawn point, one of the 6. So the idea is, the less vultures, are on screen, the faster the pterodactyl will come out, to kind of pressure you into killing them fast. Okay. Cool. All right. We get diff. Oh, we moved all of our vulture player collisions into our play state. We instantiate pterodactyl first at the graveyard, and then spawn it at the appropriate random spawn points if the pteroTimer is less than 0. We increment pteroTimer on every vulture instantiation, and then we send pterodactyl to graveyard upon death and reset appropriate pteroTimer. We we kill the pterodactyl if no vultures are on screen. There's all the logic we moved into our playstate out of our ostrich function. And we added a couple notes. So I'm gonna do a git add everything to the staging area with a commit message saying that we have working appropriate pteroTimer and spawns for monster. And then we're gonna get p. When I move code like that, it's like, ooh, 98 insertions, 75 deletions, good job. But like 75 of those is just moving the code from one function to another, or one class to another, rather. But yeah, tomorrow we're gonna fix the egg DX, make it a little less sensitive, and then start our tier system for our vultures, which I've been putting off for far too long. So it's about to get real, because once we get that set up, then we're on to doing all the logic for the waves, and then that's when the real game is kind of constructed. Because right now there's points, sure, but there's no waves, so that'll be a big update. It's probably going to take me multiple episodes to get the tier system for our vultures working, because not only do we need to figure out the hatching and the AI for the empty vulture to run and pick up its egg, or its jockey, but we need to upgrade the AI of our vulture tier system, depending on what tier it is, either a bounder, hunter, or shadow lord. So we need different AI, which is going to be wild. And then we need different points, different initial points. The egg points are the same, but the player to collision of the vulture points are different. So that's going to be a wild ride. But we're making huge progress, and we're coming up on the meat of the game. We've got most of our classes done. Well, yeah, we'll need, I don't know if we need another class of vulture for our different AIs. I think we'll probably just add different tiers in our main vulture class, and depending on what tier you are, gives you the different sprites and the different AI. That'll probably be how it's going. We'll probably need one more class of a jockey for collision and sprite terms. All right, catch you later.